start of the school year brings renewed dreams for students and a host of challenges for educators. Our first person today is Merv Daugherty, Superintendent of the Red Clay Consolidated School District. Thanks for joining us today.
Welcome to be here, Chris. Thank you.
Okay, as school ended last year, one of the biggest issues was Governor Carney's proposed $37 million in budget cuts to education. Lawmakers reduced it to $26 million, but it's still $26 million. Now, what's the effect on Red Clay, which is the biggest district in the state with 16,000 students? Have you had to cut teachers? How are you dealing with it?
Well, our reduction was $3.1 million. And so we try to take an approach, look at our total budget. We reduced all adult travel for this year, not student travel with field trips, but adult travel. We reduced our budgets through our district's office staff by 20%, and we did reduce staff members at the district level. We wanted to make sure that our schools were not affected by the cuts. We did a good job of preparing for this. We thought about this about 2 years ago, that things were going to come and how we look at this. It's not like we had a lot of money left over because of requirements of budgets, but we felt that for this year, our schools still benefited from the staffing needs and support needs that they had to have.
And no teacher layoffs?
There were no teacher layoffs, no.
Now, one worry with the budget cuts was that they'll exacerbate the achievement gap between low-income students and those of means. Now, in Red Clay, for example, I believe 26% of low-income students in English are proficient, compared with 63% of those who are not low-income. Right. What are you doing to address these issues, and what more can be done? And how do you cut that gap, well, especially with money lower?
I don't think money is always the issue. We've spoken to the Department of Education, the governor's office, about getting rid of all the silos and getting all the state departments to work together, such as getting the health agencies and children's agencies to work together with education. I used to tell them, all of your clients are in our schools, so why don't you come visit us at our schools? But we've done a lot, like example, we've added full-time psychologists this year in all of our schools and full-time educational diagnosticians in our schools to help our students with needs. But also, around the country, this is a big issue and topic, and let's remember this. It's just not the educational piece that we have to worry about. We're dealing with the societal issues and poverty greatly. So we really work hard with making sure our kids have glasses, hearing aids, they have their clothes, they have food, they have the basic needs, because a lot of times our students are coming in without the basic needs even before they walk into school. So we're looking at a twofold approach here. One, we've looked at our reading programs, our math programs. We looked at additional assistance with RTI, after school programs. Now we're looking at how do we really get deep into the students with their trauma needs and their poverty needs to make sure that they're going to be successful as well.
Well, it'll be an ongoing challenge.
Always.
Now, in August, the board created a equity committee to address practices related to racial equity. Now, they're not only going to look at performance, but they're going to look at discipline, they're going to look at hiring practices and more. I understand you embrace this concept. How do you see this working in the district, and what kind of changes do you foresee occurring?
Well, I think the only way you ever get better, either as a business, school district, whatever, you have to continue to look inside yourself, tear apart issues, and rebuild them. We've done it with ELL, English language learners. We've done it with our special ed population with full inclusion. And we wanted to have an opportunity to say, okay, where can we get better at an equity piece? We have a policy of non-discrimination. Are we doing a good job in our hiring practice? Are we doing a good job with our curriculum and our research? Are we doing a good job with our discipline? Our discipline has dropped 37% in the last couple of years. But I can look at it and say, hey, here are the numbers, but are we really doing a good job? I'm excited about the committee. I think the policy is needed. I've spoken to colleagues around the country. We're considered a large district by United States standards, and we need this opportunity to make sure we get better. And I think it's not what you didn't do, it's what can we do to get better to serve our students and our residents of Red Clay.
Now, do you believe there's any institutional racism within the district, or that, as board member Adriana Bohm says, it's time to enact racial justice through equity?
Yeah, I think no matter how much you say it doesn't happen, I think people are people. And so how do we just address this issue? We've done a lot with cultural awareness with our staffs this year. We're doing it for the last 3 years. We actually had 4 or 5 workshops for administrators this year to understand different cultures and races. I think that's extremely important. We're a very diverse school district, one of the most diverse in the country, and we want to get better. And we get better by let's look at ourselves, examine what we do well, and let's take the positive steps forward to help our students.
Okay, now, in this era of charter schools in Delaware, a lot of students are migrating from other districts to the charter schools. How has Red Clay managed to maintain most of its schools, or most of its students in its schools?
I think we have a unique opportunity for our schools. We have 7 different schools that all have a theme to them in high school. We have 8 middle schools. We have 16 elementary. I think we offer a variety of opportunities for our parents and residents of Red Clay to look at the needs of their child, how to help their children. And I think we have developed more of a family atmosphere that we really care about your students. I'm not saying other school districts don't, but I think we have developed to embrace our parents and our students that we really will go the extra mile to help your child be successful. And I think you see that with our 0.9% dropout rate, graduation rates are up, and our retention levels are down, that we're moving students from one grade level who are ready to move forward.
Well, I wish I had more time, but thanks for joining us on First. Merv Daugherty is Superintendent of the Red Clay Consolidated School District. Check out this interview in its entirety at newsworks.org/Delaware.